So we'll have our sticks and our roller near, and we'll have a tennis ball or a ball. And we'll work on shoulder stability, shoulder positioning a bit more today. So we've got lots of different angles on all of the different videos that we've done. I'm just going to tip that down a little bit. And then you've got a wealth of information to revert back to. Okay, so sitting on the mat here, rocking from side to side, push that right seat bone down, push that left seat bone down, and then wiggle so you get both of them into the ground. And then sitting up nice and tall, pop those hands on the floor behind. So keeping the body in column, push off those hands, fists, whatever, lifting the chest up, lifting those shoulders up, take that chin up to the sky, breathing in, and then breathing out, pull that chin down into the chest, all the way down. Turn the eyes to the right side of the right leg. And then back to center, and turn the eyes to the left side of the left leg. And then back to center. Lifting those eyes all the way out to the sky, so we're moving that chest. And then bringing them back to horizontal. Release the hands on the floor, pop them on your legs. Roll them all the way down towards those feet. So soften your knees, so we're not bending the spine, pulling the tummy onto those thighs, armpits over those knees, hold around the shins or around the feet, and really pull that head in that 45-degree angle above your feet. And then push that right knee down to the floor. Push that left knee down to the floor. And then push both knees down to the floor. And then sit yourself up nice and tall. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round and back. Put the hands on the floor again. Lift that chest up high. Bring the eyes up. Push that chin up. And then bring that chin all the way down into the chest. Keeping those shoulders back, turn the head towards the right, pushing that left ear, away from that left shoulder. And then turn that head around to the left, pulling that right ear away from that right shoulder. And then bring the eyes back to the center. Put those hands a bit further back behind you. I was just trying to see it. Put the hand a bit further back behind you. Bend the elbows and then push that chest forward so that you're pulling through that those shoulder joints a bit more. Really pulling it over. Breathing in, breathing out. Release off those hands. Bring those arms up in front of you. Breathing in, and on the out breath, let's roll all the way down to the floor. So pushing that lower back into the floor first, really flattening that lower back, and then gently coming down over those ribs. Rest the head on the floor, take those hands all the way over the head. Push that right hand away from the right foot. Take hold of that right wrist and pull that side of the hand over your head, so you're really bending, stretching through those ribs. You can walk the feet over to the left-hand side of the mat too, keeping those hips down. And then release everything and push that left hand up away from the body. Take hold of that left wrist, stretching that left through those left ribs, pull those feet across, really reaching up and across, breathing in, breathing out. Pushing that left foot away from that left hand, and then come back to the center. Bring those arms straight up into the sky. Push those hands up and push that spine into the floor. And then pull those arms, those shoulders into the ground, keeping those arms straight. And then push those arms up, so we're stretching through that upper back. So we're reaching, which will round these shoulders forwards. So now pull those shoulders into the floor. Now take those arms all the way out wide, backs the hands to the floor, palms up. Push those hands away with the palms up. And now pull those arms in like you're pulling those shoulder blades together. You might have to wiggle the body a bit so you lift your flesh up. Let those shoulder blades slide together underneath you. So my spine's actually off the floor, the entire length, back of the head's pushing into the ground. And then reach those arms apart, the shoulder blades kind of lift and your spine can reach onto the floor. And then push the back of the head in the floor so you give space, lift those shoulder blades, bring those shoulder blades together. And then bring those hands all the way up to the sky. Breathing in on the out breath, chin into the chest. Rolling and lifting yourself all the way up to sitting. Hands on those legs. Rolling and reaching all the way forward. Reaching all the way forward. Pulling, so my knees are soft. I'm pulling my tummy onto my thighs. And then I'm going to lift myself up nice and tall. I'm going to put that left hand on the right knee, right hand behind. Lift that chest forward and turn that body round. So here, trying to get this right shoulder back. Right shoulder back. And then come back round to the front. Right hand on left knee, left behind. Pull that left shoulder backwards and then turn around to the left. And then back round to the front. Right, bring that roller in. We'll do a little bit on the roller, just opening up that thoracic, not too much. Okay, bring the roller into the bottom ribs. Rest those elbows on it. So breathing in, breathing out gently, lean yourself back. Taking your head as low as you can, stretching over that roller. And then breathe in and come back up. And breathe out and lower gently down over that roller. And then come back up. Move the roller up a bit more. And gently roll over, let that head go back. And bring it back up. And then move it a little bit more so it's up on the base, up around the shoulders. Breathing in on the out breath, gently let that chest come up, let that head come down. And then holding the head in the hands, just move that roller down through that thoracic spine. Slowly down to the bottom ribs. Slowly back up. And then leaning on that left side a little bit. And back up. And leaning on that right side a little bit. And back. Rest the bum on the floor. And then lift yourself all the way over and go on the right side. Support your head in your hands. So I got my supporting my head with my underneath arm with my elbow. Bring that roller down. So I lift my ribs away. Bring the roller down to those bottom ribs. So I'm just going to move that roller. So we're using this we can mobilize the bones, but also we're using it to massage the muscles around the shoulder blades. So I'm going to move myself down. So I've got my bum on the floor, elbow on the floor. And it's like I'm just doing that with some pastry. I'm just rolling forwards and back, just leaning over a bit to the back, over a bit to the front. We're going to move myself down again. Up and down. So I'm just jiggling on the roller, leaning the body backwards, rolling it forwards. I'm going to put the arm down, move my body down a bit. Same thing. So when I get to these muscles, like here in my armpit, so the muscles that go down the back of the armpit, those are the ones we want to be getting to loosen. And in fact, if I go up a little bit, so I get the muscles at the base of my shoulder blade, those are the ones that generally aren't help or are getting tight and holding that shoulder, letting it drop forward. So then moving again down a bit. And we'll go a little bit more, moving that roller in through that armpit. And then we can support the head with the hand and slide. So my elbow's still on the floor, sliding down, and then I can drag all the way back. I can slide all the way down, and then I can drag all the way back. Slide all the way down, and drag back. All the way down. Good. And then back through that armpit. And then you can rest your bum down, lift yourself up, and turn over onto the other side. So elbow on the floor, put that roller on the bottom ribs, and just moving a little bit up and down. A little bit up and down through the ribs there. And then move that roller. So we come up to the base of I'm at the base of the shoulder blade here. So I'm just support the head if I want, and I'm just jiggling my body up and down a little bit. So the roller's moving, it's probably only moving about a centimetre, and I'm leaning backwards and forwards. And then I move it down a bit. And I jiggle there. And I move down a bit more. And roll through that. And I move down a bit more, and it's into that where the arm goes into the shoulder there. And then I can go back up again. And get it down to those ribs. I'm just starting to come on my ribs here. Go a little bit further. Just coming to the base of that shoulder blade. And a bit further. Rolling forwards and back. And then I can go the whole length. You do where you feel tight. So where it hurts is really where one wants to be. So for me, it's in that bra strap area. Moving through that. And then lift yourself up. Turn yourself over again onto your back. Take hold of the head in the hands, breathing in. And then on the out breath, just gently rolling up, gently rolling down. Gently rolling up, gently rolling down. And then stop where your head is resting on the roller. Bring that chin into the chest. So my head's on the eyes are looking straight up to the sky. And just use the roller to traction that neck. So let that head roll a bit left, let it roll a bit right. Let it roll a bit left, roll a bit right. And then put your thumbs on the base of your skull. And just push that head a bit and just get a little bit of traction. And then release. And then move that roller up the spine or move the body off the roller a bit, bring that chin up. And then lift yourself all the way up into sitting. Okay, move your roller out of the way. Okay, we'll just do a bit of hip opening because that affects the whole body too, and then we'll come back and do more on our shoulder. So bring your arms up in front of you, breathing in, grab your rope if you need, mum. Breathing out, roll yourself all the way down onto the ground. Roll yourself all the way down onto the ground. Take those arms all the way overhead, reach and stretch those hands away from the feet. Bring those hands up to the sky. Bring that right knee into the body. Pull that right knee away from that left knee. Bring that right leg all the way over the body. Bring that right knee all the way over to the floor. Take that right hand away and turn those eyes to the right. So try to pull that right nose to the floor, trying to pull those shoulders away from the ears. So you lengthen that neck and that upper part of the back, and then straighten that left leg, push the left toes away, pushing that right knee to the floor, right shoulder to the ground, putting the shoulder away from the hip. And then roll back onto the back and bring that knee in towards the chest. Really bringing that knee up. And then turn that leg around, pulling onto that foot. Hold that foot. And just cradling that foot, take it across the body. So I'm cradling it in my left hand, got my right hand on the knee. And just pushing that, gliding that calf across my body. Back and forwards across the body. So rather than rocking your spine, try to keep your spine still, your hips still, and just push your foot across and then bring it back. Push it across and bring it back. And then bring that other leg up and just hold on to the other knee, rest your foot on it, and just push that right knee away, keeping those shoulders away from the ears. Hold that right knee away and then push the right knee back into the right hand. Breathing in, breathing out. Release that left leg straight. Hold on to that right knee. Let go of the right foot. And then pull that right leg over the body again. Pushing that right arm away. Stretching. And then roll back onto the back. Let that right leg go out straight. Bring that left knee in. Bring that left knee in. Turn that left leg, take hold of that left foot, cradle it, and then just glide that left foot across the body and back. Across the body and back. So gliding the left foot across to the right and back, across to the right and back. Bring that right leg in, take hold of the right knee, push that left knee away, holding that left knee away, push the knee into the hand. Breathing in. Breathing out. Release the push into the hand and then push the hand on the knee, lengthen that stretch. Holding that right knee in, push the left knee into that left hand again. Breathing in, breathing out. Release and then turn that shin again. Putting the right knee in, pushing the left knee away. And then release. Release that right leg away. Pull that left knee in. And then pull that left leg all the way over the body. Push that left hand away. Push that right foot away. Turn the eyes to the left. Breathing in. Breathing out. Rolling back onto the back. Let that right leg go out, left leg go out straight. Take those arms all the way overhead, reach and stretch. And then bring those arms all the way back up. Bring that chin into the chest and roll yourself all the way up to sitting. Reaching all the way forward towards those feet. All the way forwards, come all the way down. And then sitting all the way back up again. Cross that left foot over the right foot, bring the left foot up to the bum, let the left knee drop, and then pull that left knee up towards that right shoulder, pushing the seat bones down into the floor, turning a bit to the left. So we're stretching, pushing that bum into the floor, so you're really stretching that glute. And then release, let that leg go and pull the other foot in. Across the leg, pulling it up towards the bum, take hold of that knee, pull that knee all the way up into that shoulder. Breathing in. Breathing out. And then release and let that leg go away. Okay, roll yourself down onto your side. So support your head with your underneath arm. Have your underneath leg straight, top foot hooks under the bottom leg. Roll that left shoulder up to the ear, round and back. Roll that left shoulder up to the ear, bring that hand to the sky. And let that hand hang backwards and let this shoulder hang down the back. Push that hand away and then swing. Swing the hand down to the waist, up towards the shoulder. Down to the waist, up to the shoulder. Swing it down, swing it up. Swing it down, swing it up. Swing it down, swing it up. Push that hand away, spread those fingers. So keep your bodies a bit more vertical. Try to keep this left shoulder above the right shoulder. So I'm vertical here. Hand would be straight up in the sky, and then I let that hand pull back and it's stretching through that chest. Let that hand come all the way down onto the leg. Let it roll over onto the floor, all the way around on the floor. And this time you can lean backwards. Try and keep the hand as close to the floor as possible. All the way around, all the way onto the floor, all the way around the top of the head, all the way back down onto the floor. And then go the other way. Over the leg, on the floor, all the way around over that head, and all the way back. And over, and around. So we're getting all those muscles stretching all the way over. One more, come all the way. Now stop with that hand here. It's about sort of 10 o'clock. Let your body lean backwards. So I've moved my right hand from under my head. I'm letting that body fall back, pulling that shoulder down and stretching through that shoulder, through that arm. I can feel it through my pecs. And then I bring that arm all the way back up. I'm sure we can use the stick in various ways with this too. Come over onto your tummy. Okay, put this hand on the floor, this right hand on the ground, elbow on the ground. Turn the eyes to the right. And put the left ear to the floor. Bring that right knee up. Bring that right hand up, elbow up into the sky. Breathing in, breathing out, lift that right side of the body off the ground, let that left arm pull away. Let that left elbow pull down towards the waist and let that left shoulder blade pull down. So I'm lifting that arm up. Now push that left arm into the floor, pushing off the elbow, off the forearm, but off the hand. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Release the push with the arm and lift that body further off the ground. Keeping that left shoulder down. Breathing in, breathing out. Push that left arm into the floor again. And then release and lift that body up off the ground. Lift the right side up. Stretching through that left shoulder, keeping that left shoulder pulling down. So I'm having to work really hard on that shoulder blade, pulling it down, and then release. Roll over onto that left side. Lift, support the head with the underneath arm. Put that left leg straight, tuck the right leg in under that left leg. Roll that right shoulder up to the ear, down and back. Roll that right shoulder up to the ear, down and back. Lift that right arm up into the sky. Bring that right, let that right hand swing back behind you. Straighten that arm and spread those fingers. Breathing in, breathing out. Spreading those fingers. Reaching, glide that hand up towards the head, glide it down towards the bum. Glide it up towards the head, glide it down towards the bum. Glide it up towards the head, glide it down to the bum. And then take it all the way down to that leg, over the leg, on the floor in front, all the way over your head, all the way around behind your head, stretching all the way down onto the floor. Over that leg, keeping that breathing going, all the way around the head. All the way around onto the floor. So about 2 o'clock, Let that leg really, that arm, sorry, really stretch. Really reach and then bring it all the way down over that leg again. All the way around. All the way, push it at that 2 o'clock area. All the way around and then stop at your leg. Then you're going to go the other way, onto the floor. Around, reaching at that 2 o'clock, reaching on that arm, the underarm part of it. All the way over around your head. Over your legs. So it's the 2 o'clock areas where everyone wants to concentrate on. Reaching all the way around. And then this time, let your back go outwards on the floor a bit. And let that arm stay at 2 o'clock. So my left arm's come out from underneath my head. My right arm is reaching, it's on the floor. It's about 2 o'clock. My left leg is straight. My right leg, knee is on the floor. It's hooked under that left leg. Breathing in. Breathing out, sliding those knuckles on the floor. And then bringing that hand all the way over and back next to the other arm. Roll onto your tummy. Roll onto your tummy again. Turn your eyes to the left. Put that right arm out on the floor. Left hand on the floor, palm down, left elbow in the sky, left knee up. Tilt that body so we lift the left side off the floor. Roll that right shoulder up to the ear, down and back. And then push that right forearm into the floor. Breathing in. Breathing out. Push the right forearm into the floor. Breathing in. Breathing out. And then release that push. And then lift off that left side. So push off that left arm. Let that right arm slide away slightly. Push that right arm into the ground again. Breathing in. Breathing out. Release. And then lift off that left side again. Lengthening. And then release back onto your tummy on the ground. Okay, rolling those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Keep them there. Fingertips are level with the eyes, elbows level with the ribs. Clench the bum, push the pubic bone into the floor. Draw the tummy in and lift the belly off the ground. Pull those elbows down, pull those shoulder blades together. And then lift that head and chest off the ground, resting the bottom ribs on the floor. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Lifting, holding, clenching that bum. Lengthen those legs and lift those knees and feet off the ground. And then release and lower all the way down to the floor. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Pull those elbows into the floor as if you're pulling yourself, your elbows backwards to lift yourself up. Pull that head away from the toes. Squeezing those shoulder blades together. Breathing in, lifting those knees and feet off the ground. Breathing out. And then release all the way down to the ground. Roll the shoulders up to the ears, pull them down and back. Push the forearms into the floor, clench the tummy. Lengthen the legs, lift that body up off the ground. Breathing in. Breathing out. Slide those hands down towards those bottom ribs. We're going to go through up dog to get into or onto all fours. So we've got our legs out straight, knees and feet are off the floor. Push off those hands, pivot onto that pubic bone and those thighs. Push off those hands and come onto those knees. Stick that bum up into the air and go back into child pose. Stretching backwards. So just let that body go, just release it. So come up onto all fours. So coming back into the middle of the mat. So hands are under the shoulders. Knees are under the hips. So first of all, we're going to do the puppy pose. So we stretch those arms, those armpits. So keeping the bum above the hips, slide those arms forward and lower those armpits towards the ground. So my elbows come on the ground first. Breathing in. On the out breath, slide those hands forward. My forehead can rest on the floor. And then I stretch, gradually stretch those arms forward. Stretching through those armpits. So I just gradually clawing forward. When you get to where you feel your limit is, push those forearms into the ground. Keeping those shoulders down and back, push those forearms into the ground. Keeping the hips above the knees. If you let your hips go forward with your knees, you'll feel unstable. So pushing those forearms into the ground, tensing those armpits, breathing in on the out breath. Release the push and lengthen those arms forwards again. So we're stretching through those shoulder joints. Breathing in on the out breath, pushing that right arm into the floor. Breathing in on the out breath, push that left arm into the floor. Breathing in on the out breath, push both arms into the floor. And then release the push, lengthen those legs further away. Sorry, lengthen those arms further away. I'm looking at the dog's legs, which is making me think of legs. Good. And then bring those arms back in. Bring those arms back in. Bring that body back up. Turning the tailbone down to the floor, pushing that back up. Bring the eyes to the knees. And then turning that tailbone up to the sky, bringing the eyes up, sinking that back down. Right, on all fours, rest your left hand in the middle and see if you can bring that stick in. So I'm going to put that stick in level with the side of the mat. So I've got my right hand on the top of the stick, holding on the top of the stick. So I'm going to slide so just get yourself stable. So the stick's on the outside of the mat and I'm holding the top of it. I'm pushing down with my palm, if you can control it like that. Now slide that left hand forward a bit, holding onto that stick and feel that stretch through that right shoulder. So see if you can take that elbow, the left elbow to the floor, and the body starts to turn to look to the right. So this is like the threading the needle, we have the arm in the air. So if I want to, I can walk my left elbow towards the stick so that I can try to bring my left shoulder under that right shoulder. Now push off that stick, bring yourself back up onto all fours there. Breathing in, stay on that same side. Breathing out, I'm going to slide this left hand forward. So I'm coming onto that elbow. Keeping hold of this stick with my right hand. So I'm feeling it through my forearm, feeling it through my chest, through my shoulder. Feeling it through the underside of my other arm. Breathing in, keep those hips above the knees. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out, push off that stick. Come back up, release the stick down onto the floor. We'll bring it over we're going to walk the stick over to the other side. So now that hand, I feel that right hand, a lot of blood flow coming to it. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back, breathing in. On the out breath, slide those arms forward, take that forehead to the ground, and you should feel that right shoulder feels looser than the left one. My right shoulder feels like it's further away from the floor than the left one. Okay, walk those arms back in. Put the weight on that right hand. Take hold of the stick in that left hand. So I have to lift my body up a bit. Put the stick the same distance, same place away from the mat that the other one was. And I'm going to hold the stick in the same way at the top. So breathing in on the out breath, leaning that arm forward. So I can't get this elbow as close to the floor as the other one. So that means I can't rotate I'm not rotating my ribs as much as I did on the other side. I'm not able to get that left shoulder up quite as high. So I'm just going to lean lean on this stick, slide that arm forward a little bit if I can. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in. Stretching through that chest, breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Push that right hand forward a bit. And then push off that left hand and come back up onto all fours. Holding onto the top of the stick still. Breathing in. On the out breath, lower down onto that right elbow. Pushing that chest up. Pushing that shoulder back. Sliding that right arm forward. Lifting that chest up. Breathing in. Breathing out. Sliding that right elbow forward. And then push off that left arm and come back up. Pop that stick on the floor. Hands under shoulders, knees are under hips. Turn that tailbone down, bring the back up, bring the head down. Turn that tailbone up, bring the belly down. And slide those hands forwards again, bring that forehead onto the floor. And now notice how your left shoulder feels more like your right shoulder. So it feels the same distance off the floor. So I can push those arms forwards more. With the same, with more range of motion. Bring those arms, walk them back in. So that's a pretty good stretch. Walk them back in, turn that tailbone down, bring that back up. And then come into neutral. Glide your body backwards, so we shut that hip joint down. Let's just play with the hips a little bit, leave the shoulders for a sec. Pulling those knees apart, bring yourself up onto all fours. Okay, sinking back, we're going to come up onto your knees. Going to come up vertically. Okay, you could use the stick if you want, and you're going to bring the left foot up in front. All right, with the pubic bone here, tuck the bottom under, tuck the pubic bone forward, lift that chest up, bring those shoulders back and down. Glide that body forwards, keeping the waistband above the pubic bone. Feel the stretch in the front of this back leg and through that hip. Lift those shoulders up tall. Pull. Now visualize, once you're in this place of stretch, visualize you're pulling that back knee forward. So make sure your pubic bone's forward. So mum, you've got to invert this hip joint here. So it's not a case of having the knee behind, but you're bent here. You've got to be inverted there. So my hip is here. My hip is like the stick is at that angle, and my leg is at that angle. Hips at that angle. So there's no bend of my lower back or my thoracic spine, pushing here into this hip joint. Visualize I'm pulling this back knee forward. Bring this right arm up into the sky, breathing in. On the out breath, push that right arm up into the sky. I'm leaning on the stick on the left. Let that body bow out to the right. And push that right knee into the floor, reaching. Stretching, breathing in, breathing out. Release that hand, bring it down next to the other side. Glide yourself back, switch sides. Switch sides. So, got the stick on the right side, right foot's forward. Tuck that bottom forward, so the pubic bone's forward. Feel that hip inverted on this left side. Clench with that left bum. Visualize you're pulling that back knee forward without actually moving it. Bring that left arm up into the sky. Breathing in. On the out breath, push that left hand up. Push that left knee down. Bow the body out to the left. Stretch through that left side, reaching that left arm up. Breathing in, pushing that left knee down, breathing out. stretching, reaching, and then release. Release that left arm, let that knee come back down. And you're going to come and sit yourself down on the mat. Legs out straight. Keep hold of that stick. So roll those shoulders up to those ears round and back. Roll those shoulders up to those ears round and back. Hold on to the underneath of the thighs and pull your tummy forward so you're pulling the hip bone down towards those thighs. Lift that head up above that middle bottom. Push that right knee down, push that left knee down. Hold yourself in that L shape. Bring that stick up in front of you or onto your legs. Rolling those shoulders up to the ears down and back. Bring that stick up in front. Now I'm holding it wider than shoulder width. So about 1/2 meter apart probably. Pull that stick back to the chest. So when my stick is against my chest, my elbow is behind my hand. I haven't got my hands closer to my body. Keep those elbows at shoulder height. Keep those hands at shoulder height. Keep those shoulders down away from the ears. Push those hands forwards. Bring those hands back so the stick rests on the chest. Lift that head up to the ceiling. Push that stick away. Bring that stick back, rest it on the chest. Bring those elbows high. Push that stick away. Bring that stick onto the chest. Lift those elbows up. Lift that head up to the sky. Push that stick up to the sky. Keeping the upper arms level with your ears, keeping the stick over your head. So don't have the stick, try not to have the stick in front of you. Try to have it back. Bring that stick down behind your head. Lift that chest up, breathing in. On the out breath, push that stick up to the sky. Now take the stick in the right hand and bring it down to the floor. Keeping that body up vertical. Bring that left hand over onto the top of the stick. Slide the right hand down onto the floor. Reaching, leaning, bend that right elbow. And lean that side. So we're stretching that side, stretching that arm. And then straighten that right arm. Lift yourself up. If you can, bring the stick up, hold on to each end. Bring the stick up high. And then lowering. So you can take the stick in the left hand, put it on the floor. Bring the right arm all the way over to touch the top. Slide the left hand down to the bottom of the stick. And then reaching all the way over to the left. Bending that left elbow. Stretching through that right armpit. And then push off that right arm. Come back up to straight. Holding that stick in the same position as before, so it's a bit wider than shoulder width. Bring those hands down behind your back. Bring the stick down behind you. Lift that chest up, breathing in. On the out breath, we're going to push the stick backwards for 5 and tap. 4, tap. 3, tap. 2, tap. 1, hold it here. Push that stick up to the sky. Bring that stick down. Push that stick up. Bring it over in front. Take hold of the stick vertically in that right hand. Put the right elbow next to the side. Hold the stick vertically. Take that stick out sideways, keeping it vertical. Elbow stays by your side. So you can use your left hand to hold under your left thigh if you want. Bring that stick back. Take that stick out so your upper arm's not moving. Rotator cuff. So neutral spine, get up nice and tall, chest's up. Take that stick out. So if you want to bend those knees and pull yourself up, I want your spine in neutral. Bring that stick in. So if your spine, if you're curved at your top, and what we're trying to do is stabilise the shoulder blade doing this. If we've got the spine curved, the shoulder blade can't glide across the back because it's gliding over a circle. So we've got to get it into a toilet roll shape, our rib cage, rather than a football. Get that elbow into the side, take that stick out, bring it back in. So we go out for 8, bring it in, out for 7. So we're keeping a stick vertical. 6, and in. Feel the shoulder blade come across behind you. 5 and in. 4 and in. Chest up, Jane. 3, better. In. 2, in. Keep your elbow by your side, Mum. 1, in. So imagine you've got an egg, switch arms. Imagine you've got an egg between your elbow and your rib cage. So I'm going to use my right hand, put it up under that thigh to get myself straight. Left hand, elbow is in the side, left hand holding the stick. Take the stick out, bring it in. Imagine you've got an egg between your elbow and your ribs. Don't drop the egg. Out and in. Taking it out for 8 and in. For 7 and in. 6 in. 5 in. 4, 3, chest up. 2, Jane, keep your elbow by your side. 1 and in. Put it back in the right hand. Right, I'm going to face you so you can see better, see clearer maybe. So elbows come into my, I'm going to hold on to the underneath here and pull myself up. Elbow of my right arm stays by my side. Hold this stick vertical. Take that arm out and in. Only moving the forearm. Out. Upper arm glued to your side, Mum. Get your elbow glued to your side. Don't let your elbow, hang on, you're doing that. Your elbow has to stay. All you're doing is moving that forearm. I can hold my elbow here, it doesn't move. Out and in. So make the movement smaller. Movement comes from here. Clench that shoulder blade and in. Clench that shoulder. You're still moving your whole arm, Mum. That's good, Jane. Get your elbow by your side more. Okay, stop a minute. Grab your tennis ball. Tennis balls. Put it by the side. Put the elbow on the ball. Down by your elbow, Jane. Yeah. So put the tennis ball against the in between the elbow and the ribs, and hold that stick vertical. Take that stick out and back, and don't drop the ball. Good. Lift the chest up. Boobs up as you take the arm out. Boobs up as you take the arm out. The ball is going to roll, and it is, but it gives you the feeling of what you're trying to achieve. Out and in. Out and in. Chest up, Mum. Out and in. 2 more. Sarah's lost her ball. 1 more. Okay, do 2 more. Oh no, she disappeared. Okay, right, change sides. So take the tennis ball, put it against the ribs, and put the elbow against the ball. Hold that stick. Lift that chest up. So I'm holding onto the underneath of my right leg. Lift that chest up. Take that arm out to the side and in. Clench. So I push my boob forward as I pull that arm back. Lift that chest up. Pull back. Lift up. Pull back. Put the ball more on the underneath of your arm, Jane. So it's on your tricep, between your tricep and your spine, as opposed to between your bicep. That's it, and back. Lift that chest up and back. Yep. Good, 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. So that is a hard exercise if you, well, regardless if you damage your shoulder or not. It's the same as the clam for the bum, lifting the knee up and down. We're getting the muscles here and here to stabilise those shoulders. So have those legs out straight. Bring that stick up in front. Just do 1 more of these and you'll see the difference. Lift that chest up, bring that stick to the chest. Push that stick up to the sky. Pull those shoulder blades back and down. Bring that stick behind you. It should be a bit easier. Push that stick up. There, Jane's got a bit more mobility. Push that stick up, bring it down. Hold it here. Go back for 3, 2, 1. Push that stick up. Bring it over in front of you. Rest it down on the floor. Pop those hands on those legs. Roll those hands all the way forward towards the feet. Pop those fingers over those feet. Soften those knees. Pull that tummy onto the thighs, armpits over the knees. Breathing in. Breathing out, push the toes away, stretch through the armpits. Release the hands on the legs. Lift yourself up all the way to tall. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round and back. Roll the shoulders up to the ears, round and back. Put the left hand on the right knee, right hand behind and turn. And then put the right hand on the left knee, left hand behind and turn. Come back to center. Rolling those shoulders, those arms all the way up to the sky. Dust the floor all the way up to the sky, hands together, breathing in. On the out breath, push those hands all the way up into the sky. Release those arms all the way out wide. Rest them on the legs and roll your shoulders.